Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Art Whisper 88. In this episode, I'm going to continue my theme on circles, but I will do a different approach. Instead of doing my proprietary scribbles, I will do a series of circles with my Sharpie pen, different sizes. This is very similar to the way I position my stencils. And as you can see, when I put down a framework or a scaffolding, I always make sure that it's asymmetrical. I have one main character, and then I have supporting characters. So there's a little bit of movement, as opposed to having everything the same size. And since this is a Sharpie pen, it's a lot easier than cutting very elaborate stencils. Okay, that is the first layer. Now I will do a second layer with my Mars Black Acrylic. And so these are much thicker lines. Kind of following the layout of the Sharpie pens. Somewhat, not exactly. Okay, that is the second application. It's still the first layer, but I just want to use the Sharpie pen as a guide and then have the acrylic black as the main marks. So I will air dry this first and then apply a layer of a light color. Okay, the desk fan seems to have done its job. Now that most of it is dry, except for some very small spots where the paint is very thick. I'm going to avoid that, but I will put in some metallic lines. This time I'm not going to make them straight lines, just to give it some character. Now having these irregularities make it a little more interesting. Okay, now that I've snuck in these metallic lines, I'm going to apply this titanium white. And hopefully the titanium white will pick up the base layer. I think my brayers are due for a serious cleanup. Now the still wet black has made a few blots on the surface, but that's okay. It gives it a little texture. I just hope that this white doesn't dry too fast, because if it does, it won't transfer. Okay. Now today I am using a different paper. It's Strathmore. And the difference with this paper is each paper has a barcode because they're sold individually. They're sold by the sheet. And I got this from Dick Blick. It is Strathmore 400, and I will put the link in the description box below. Because I like to try different papers and different price points. And I do like Strathmore because it's very sturdy. I will read you the details of the paper later. But it's a beautiful paper. It's really a watercolor paper, and it has these deckled edge on the left and the right side. And when the paper is a little heavier, I'm less apprehensive about it tearing. Okay, I will leave this for a few more minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see what we have. I think it transferred very well. It shows the brush strokes very well. Okay, I think this is an awesome transfer. Let me check this out. It's a close-up. Everything seems to have transferred very well. Okay, now that I have the first layer, I'm going to apply a second layer of texture. I still have some leftover bronze, and I'm going to use that. Okay, let's see how this works out. The bronze is very watery, and the oil content of the plate is making all these blotchy textures. Again, I'm going to leave this for about 5 minutes. And let's see what we have here. Very cool textures. Let me just cover this with a protective sheet. I just don't want the back of this print to get messed up. So it's a very painterly result. And I'm using a very limited palette. Now I think I will have a better idea what to do when all of this dries. So I'm going to air dry this with the fan and decide on the next step. Okay, while that piece is drying with the layer of metallic bronze, I'm going to try something very bold. This is a mixture of baby oil and a bit of Vaseline. So I'm going to do some very wide gestures with the brush. So what I'm hoping is the part that has the oil is going to expose what's underneath, thereby acting like a stencil. Again, this is an experiment. I don't know exactly the outcome, but I want to try it. Okay. Now, I'm going to try a very strange combination. This is Azo Yellow Deep, and Arctic. So normally these colors don't go together. They're actually opposed to each other. So let's see what happens. Let me just tidy up the top here. There's a smear. Now, since this is still very wet, I'm going to do my signature scribble. So this is the piece with the metallic. Okay, I'll give it a 5-minute time frame. All right, let's see what we got here. See, I notice whenever I use an oil resist, the paper comes away so easily. I think this is pretty wild. Let me cover this. I like this a lot. I originally intended a very monochromatic motif, but I decided at the last minute to use bright colors. And I do like the result. I like the combination of the Arctic and the azo yellow. It's a very unlikely combination. So I'll air dry this. I have a feeling this is the last layer. I don't think it needs any more, because sometimes when the print dries, the things that are underneath, they show up. They become a little more obvious. So I'll know when the print is dried. I want to see if I can capture this ghost print. And I'm going to try this chrome orange. This is brand new, Blicrylic. And I notice Blicrylic it captures ghost prints very well. I don't know why. I think it's the formula. I think it has a lot of extenders in it. But yeah, let me get rid of this film here. And there's no need to use too much because I'm trying to pick up the ghost print. It has a similar consistency as glycerin. It's kind of soapy, and maybe that's what allows it to pick up the ghost print. Here is another beautiful sheet of Strathmore. And it's easy to use the right side because the back side has a barcode sticker. I can remove the sticker later. So I will leave this for about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see. Keeping my fingers crossed. Very nice texture. It didn't pick up all of the yellow, but I still like the texture. Really brilliant red. I think that's pretty awesome. It's almost a neon. So this will make a very nice background for successive layers. So I'm going to put this aside and decide what I want to do with the first print. Okay, this is my being unable to leave well enough alone. So I decided I still want to add a layer to the first print, and I'm going to do this chrome orange in the middle. This is really a very bright color for the middle. And then I'm going to do the edges in titanium white. Might as well use up what I have so there are no leftovers. Okay, here goes. Here's the print that I thought was finished. But I guess I couldn't help myself. I made a comment with a viewer about artists being perpetually discontented. I think that is true of most artists who constantly criticize themselves. But I think that's a good thing because you try to strive to become better and not get too comfortable. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, I love it. It's really very mid-century modern. Okay, now I'm satisfied. I'm gonna stop here. It's what I thought was going to be a very monochromatic piece. Turned out to be a very colorful one. I think it's very cool. It's truly an adventure because I start out thinking that it will turn out a certain way, but there are all these detours, and I'm really happy at where this ended up. So, I will take care of the other piece, the red piece, in a separate video. That's another composition that I will tackle. But let me read you the description here. Strathmore watercolor cold press, 22-inch by 30-inch by the Dixon Ticonderoga Company. So this is Strathmore 400 series, in case you want to know. And I will put the link in the description box for those who want to try different papers. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I did have fun making this print. I hope to see you next time.